Good evening and welcome to the Team Idris channel. This is a bit of a test piece really for Pony Poets. We did a recording last week and it all went horribly wrong. We used a laundry basket to put the microphone on and we picked up a lot of background sound. So we're going for another recording hopefully today. I've primed my mother ready and we're going to try a few different things. I'm trying putting the microphone on a tea towel so it doesn't pick up any noise. I'm splitting the story down into 5 separate parts so that the readings aren't quite so long, and if we do make a mistake we can edit it. I've just done that and that seems okay. You can hear that in a second. And I thought it'd be fun to put a couple of the outtakes in there. So yeah, just a bit of fun really, a bit of a test, and hopefully shortly I'll have the full voiced version from my mum. Enjoy. Pony Poets. When the tide goes out, it washes in again, she said quietly. Well, what? He said, peering through his thick forelock quizzically. It was either that or a penny for your thoughts, she replied, her eyes twinkling, and it's your move and you are miles away. He considered for a moment, replying, I thought that if I made it a battle of attrition, then perhaps you would give up and I could win for once, by default. She threw her head back and laughed, her mane dancing in the breeze. No chance. You need to move something somewhere, or I'll start interrogating you about that thought churning in your mind. You look like you've eaten mouldy oats or something. He pushed a knight across the board carefully with his hoof before replying. Somewhere under that shiny coat is our first foal, and I want to give her something that says who we are now. Something that lasts, and is special. She eyed his last move with glee before using her bishop to bring him into check. Maybe she will get your ears, dear, she said, looking wistfully into his deep brown eyes. Maybe we could steal a chess piece as a memento, except that park keeper is keeping a very close eye on us. She winked. They couldn't afford much, and both knew it would be worse still with a young one added to their lives. Looking back at her now, he knew he had never stared into a brighter pair of eyes. His heart fluttering a moment. I think we should write her a poem, he said, looking back at the board and planning his defeat. Whoa there, Neddy. A poem? Like baby wandered lonely as a cloud, she snorted. Anyway, I'll save you the honour of losing this time, with a race to the water's edge, and with a whinny she was gone, tail flowing in wisps as she showed him a clean set of hooves. Quickly he made after her to shouts of, Oi, you two! Do you think this is the galloping gala? From the park keeper. A few ponies looked a bit startled at the commotion, and a young filly with an ice cream came very close to dropping it as she stood transfixed at the spectacle. Soon they were kicking sand high in the air, running neck and neck for the sea. Mare and stallion hitting the water at full speed, water cascading into the air and raining back down onto them. They laughed as hard as they could while trying to catch their breaths. First line then, she gasped as the cool water lapped at her knees. 2 special ponies will soon be 3, he suggested. But that leaves me with something free, she replied, sticking her tongue right out and using it to splash water at him. Ugh, no, he jumped back. Fish do their stuff in that. Then she stopped and recited quietly, the newest entry on our family tree, finishing with the widest smile he had ever seen. That evening they stood together, leaning on the pier's handrail, gooey-eyed and nuzzling each other. It had been the perfect day, and as the deep red sun sank into the waves, casting scarlet clouds to either side, it was very much the perfect evening. What will she look like? He asked. Presumptuous, came the reply with questioning tone. It might be a fine young colt. But either way, I'm hoping for gangly legs and pointy ears that will likely be thrust into everything from bee's nest to the larder. Crikey, he said with a shocked expression. If it's anything like me when I was a young un, we'll have to watch it like a hawk. Then it was his turn for a wide smile. With gangly legs and pointed ears, we will watch attentively as you grow in years. They walked back to the lodging silently, enchanted with each other's company. It was now completely dark and time to hit the hay. Settling down with a big yawn, he pulled the rug over both of them, gently kissing her on the neck. We'll kiss you better and wipe away your tears, he said softly, touching her mane with his hoof. Read bedtime stories and sing away your fears. She murmured happily at his sweet words before closing her eyes to deep sleep. She awoke to find him already up and staring out of the window, deep thought written across his face. Although she loved to see him smile and laugh, she could watch him like this for hours. It was the way the light played on the veins of his strong shoulders and that thick mane with its fringed forelock. She smiled as she thought about how he would stare through it knowingly at her from time to time. She had caught herself a very fine stallion indeed, Not for her the fancy flyers or magical horns. This was her down-to-earth pony, strong and powerful, yet gentle and kind. She drank in the image, knowing their short holiday would soon be over. "I'm scared," he said, dropping his head and carefully scraping the ground with a front hoof. "What if we can't bring it up right?" She came to the window and, standing beside him, entwined her tail in his. "A foal needs love as much as food and warmth. You are by far the most caring stallion I know. I have no doubt that you will be the best dad ever," she said softly. Then thoughtfully she continued, "We'll keep you safe through spring and fall," noticing a dead leaf on the tree outside. "I guess so," he said, changing up his mood. "We had better pack then. There's a lot of work to do before we are ready for winter. We could do with another pony to help. One with big hooves," he added. They knew they would be on their own, though, and that she wouldn't be able to help as much as she liked when the birth approached. "We'll get by," she said, "and one day we'll have a family to help. Strong, wide-hoofed and tall." Pony Poets. 2 special ponies, we'll soon be 3. The newest entry on the family tree. With gangly legs and pointed ears, we will watch attentively as you grow in years. We'll kiss you better and wipe away your tears, read bedtime stories and sing away your fears. We'll keep you safe through spring and fall until you are strong, wide-hoofed and tall. "When the tide goes out, it washes in again," she said quietly. "What?" he said, peering through his thick... Nice one, Steve. "What will she look like?" he asked. "Presumptuous," came the reply with questioning tone. "It might be a fine young colt, but either way, I'm hoping, you dumbass."